It's glad to have you join me again on Business Breakfast on iBrandTV. Now let's get talking. As the Nigerian economy continues to wobble in the face of macroeconomic headwinds and uncertainties, some finance and economic experts have expressed optimism in the pedigree of the new Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, as the pro-market outlook of Bola Tinubu's administration will provide catalytic base for several fiscal and monetary reforms. To provide answer to this question and many others, I'm now being joined live virtually by phone by a macros research analyst, Samuel Oyekomi. Samuel, good morning. A pleasure having you join me on the program today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
First off, let me start by asking for your assessment of the portfolios assigned to the minister designate, who I believe by now probably are undergoing the oath of office or inauguration ceremony at Aso Rock, Abuja. First off, do you think that President Bola Tinubu actually thought things through by assigning the right portfolio to the right talent?
Thank you for that. So looking at the list of 45 or 46 ministers that we have now, so for some of them, they came out good as expected. So for me, I'm going to draw more on those key portfolios, because of course when you want to look at an economy holistically, you want to talk about ministers like finance, power, health, education, works, defense. These are critical areas that you want to be able to use to assess the economy and then moving forward. So for in terms of Minister of Finance, you already stated that during your opening address, Wale Edun, based on his vast experience in terms of the economy and whatnot, that might be like that looks like a very good allocation. Health and social welfare. Ali Pate is a health practitioner, and I'd say that also looks good to me. Education also, Taye Maman also looks good. A lawyer, professor, more like the CEO of Nigeria-based law school. So yeah, those looks good. Though if I'm going to pick holes, I'll pick holes from Power, for example. Power is Adedayo Adelabu. I remember I used to be a deputy governor at the CBN and has worked his life all through in the corporate scene, banks and whatnot. Having him at the helm of affairs when it comes to power, I would have expected a technocrat, someone who understands the jargons that you'd expect in such a critical sector that is already in a serious dilemma over the years. You'd expect someone in that field who would understand the movement around. So for me, I'll pick hole there. I also pick hole Minister of Defense. He's an accountant by profession, and an ex-governor. I don't see how a Nigeria that is trying to fight off insurgencies and whatnot over a decade now, you still want to choose someone who should be able to consolidate that security team and help bolster our security against internal and external threats. And then you're picking someone who is an accountant. Well, maybe he has he's able to deliver, but on paper, those two for me kind of stand out as holes. But generally, I think the president has tried to place some on paper again. Good people based on their credentials in terms of their allocation and portfolios.
Okay, so quickly before we dive into our conversation for today, there was also a new development that came up yesterday. We're seeing a reassignment of portfolios to minister designate. We're seeing Abubakar Momo now Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. As it stands now, we don't have a minister for youth development. And then we're seeing former Osun State Governor Adeboyiga Oyetola, who was assigned the portfolio as the Minister of Transportation to Marine and Blue Economy and some others. What do you have to say concerning that? Do you really think that Tinubu is really good at spotting right talent and fixing them at the right place?
So we always want to make decisions based on antecedents and what the president has done, maybe when he was a governor in Lagos. And so if I'm going to stick by that, we would say yes, he has a high for people. And there've been a complaint around how you would assign a 65-year-old man to be the Minister of Youth, and then you expect that that person would deliver or should represent the mindset or the thought process of Nigerian youth. I think that was not like a mishap, and I think that's some of the concerns that the president was trying to correct by assigning him to some other office. So yeah, and again, it's good because the fact that you saw a bit of reallocation a day before the inauguration tells you that he has also listened, because of course, having announced a week ago, a number of people have raised concerns on some of the portfolios, and then we saw that reallocation. So I think it's a good step. The fact that he listens, and then he's also making steps towards it. Of course, we don't expect it to be perfect, because there are also a number of political undertones when it comes to ministerial appointment. But the fact that there were concerns raised and there's some form of reshuffling in that cabinet, I think that makes sense for me.
Okay, now let's come home now to our conversation of today. Now, Wale Edun, who has been assigned the Ministry of Finance and also the coordinating minister of the economy, no doubt is a thoroughbred when it comes to issues concerning finance and investment industry. But beyond that facade, do you see Mr. Edun living up to expectation and getting Nigeria's economy out of the doldrums? Because not much was heard of him when he was a special advisor to the president on monetary policy. Your thoughts on this?
So Wale Edun is a renowned name when it comes to issues of finance, economy, going by his strides when he was also working on in that capacity in Lagos State during Tinubu's administration as the governor of Lagos. And there's really no gainsaying around him. We're saying that he's fast, he's good, he has extensive experience in that area. And then concerns around if he will be able to deliver well. Again, in Nigeria, you might have all the credentials in support of how much you can deliver. By the end of the day, it's when you get there, how will you do it? Good. Nigeria's economy is one of those situations that you call compound complex situation in mathematics.
Very true.
Not just something that you just, it's not just kick and follow. So as much as you have the understanding, again, there's also the political the willingness to go heads on and do what is needful and right. And I think going from the president's steps that he has taken since he came in, assigning some set of technocrats in terms of fiscal policies, because again, you want to be able to match your revenue generation with your expenditure and try as much as possible to rearrange your fiscal environment. And we already saw that play, because one of the first steps the president did was to remove subsidy payment and then unify the exchanges. So all those shock holes where we have a lot of fiscal imbalance, we're already taking that off the mark. And then again, you're assigning a set of designated tax team that is also going to help you drive revenue internally. So by the time you're driving your revenue, and then you're also reducing your expenditure in terms of subsidy payments, external debt servicing and whatnot, you can have a more managed environment. And then the Minister of Finance can now have very head-on thought process around budgeting, expenditure, coordinating other ministries to be able to actually do some of those things that are entrenched in the budget. Because one thing again is having budgets, another thing is implementation on paper and in reality. So we need someone to be able to check that, and hopefully you'll be able to deliver with that.